Oh, Guten Tag, my name is Madison Patacoli. Friends call me Maddie. You know, some people get doted on as the babies of their families, right? But in my case, it's the complete opposite. I would have settled for just being allowed to exist, but in my family, that's asking way too much. You see, folks, I am the youngest in my immediate family, and I would gladly trade it for anything else in the world. You may think that it was a projection of immaturity, a selfishness of youth projected onto my siblings, or even a complaint of a spoiled brat. But unfortunately, that's not for me. Year after year, I was treated like the illegal immigrant, for reasons I just don't understand. I may not excel academically, but I am a bit of a bookworm by day, and an avid gamer by night. I try to stay out of the way of my family, whether I'm home or not. Let's talk about my dear old brother, William J. Patacoli. He's always been a standout in soccer, football, baseball, etc. He was always showered by love and praise no matter where he goes. Even my parents saw him as a perfect child, who could do no wrong in their eyes. They worship the very ground he walks on, and buys him anything he wants. Whilst I was prohibited to buy my own pair of socks. Everything, down to the clothes, was a hand-me-down from Billy. I try to not get it into my head, because Billy isn't the villain here. We just don't connect as much as siblings should. We never reminded each other that we love one another, nor pick fights with each other over stupid stuff. He just sees himself as the better sibling out of the two of us. And my parents see me as a furniture in the background, and a huge burden to the family. They would often talk nastily about me to their friends and colleagues. I've never forgotten one time in middle school, Piper Zhang, one of my very few friends, came up to me and grabbed me by the collar, screamed in my face, and gave me a "what for," before stomping off to the next class. Apparently, she somehow convinced herself that I was flirting with her lifelong crush, and was pissed off for that. All I did was give Scott after-school tutoring sessions in the library. He was having trouble with some of his subjects, after having bronchitis for the past 2 weeks. But truth be told, I kinda have a bit of feelings for him. And it looks like he likes me back. But alas, the feeling is just too awkward for us to move forward. After the next class, I tried to explain to Piper that it wasn't what she thought, but she didn't care to listen to what I had to say. And now, thanks to Piper's stupid allegation, I had to, quote, suffer dire consequences, with a nosebleed, a broken arm and a broken leg.
You can forget about attending my bar mitzvah, 'cause the friendship is over.
To make things worse, Billy, my own brother, was amongst the crowd of rubberneckers, craning for the best view of the drama. Instead of helping me, or even checking if I'm okay, he just gasped in unison before gossiping with his cronies and mocking me under the same breath. When Mom and Dad heard about that misunderstanding from Billy, they wasted no time grounding me. When I was a freshman in high school, I found out I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, all for short. Up till then, I haven't any clue what that was, but the seriousness with which the nurse delivered gave me shivers down my spine. She asked if she could call my parents, but I had no idea how to answer, so I got up, apologized, and left her office. When I got home, I went straight to Googling about my illness. And what I found out left me in despair. I told myself over the many years of my life that I was the lesser child, the black sheep of the family, so I highly doubt they'll feel bad for me. On the other hand though, my grandparents, aunts and uncles on both sides were devastated. I'm particularly close with Uncle Katsura-kun. I wanted to tell him and his wife Karine my medical problem. After all, I consider them my real parents. And my 3-year younger cousin Yuri-chan as my little sister. I can just settle for expressing how special they are to me, and that made the family very happy. The illness came late, so the doctor said that the only way I could get better was through chemotherapy and a bone marrow transplant. Turns out Uncle Katsura was a perfect match, and he was over the moon. When the surgeon explained the dire discomfort he would be in, he didn't care. The only downside was that it literally cost a fortune. And we're from a middle-class family. I never expected my parents to see Billy's enthusiasm for sports as their ticket to the high life. So their financial focus is on Billy's new school. Whilst I was preparing for the bone marrow transplant and biopsy alongside Uncle Katsura, the doctors were discussing the payment plan with my parents, but what happened next broke my heart into 200 pieces.
What? Pay for that dummy daughter of ours? Like hell we could.
And as expected, they flat out refused to help me.
Yeah. You can either find some other sucker who's willing to pay for her, or Maddie is out of here forever. Our Billy starts college this fall, and that's our chief priority.
And at that moment, cousin Yuri, who had been silent during the whole picture, finally snapped. Out of anger, she slapped Mom in the face and punched Dad in the stomach.
Hey, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Your freaking kid is in trouble, and this is how you take it?
The pair of you got some nerve saying such inconsiderate crap like this. I get that she's not the smartest nor the sportiest girl in town, but come on.
You know what? I kind of agree with the kid there.
The sassy doctor puts her 2 cents in.
You losers are sick in the head for throwing that sweet daughter of yours in the trash. I want your butts out of here right now.
That's right! Get the duck up out of our sight. You two are a freaking disgrace.
Freaking spoil sports.
Aunt Karine ended up paying for everything. As for me and Uncle Katsura, despite the terrifying and scary experience, it was worth it in the end. For a year and a quarter, I was in remission, and I feel so much better. For the first time in my life, I was genuinely happy. More than just an ordinary medicine, I couldn't have done it without the special power of TLC within Uncle Katsura and his family. If it weren't for him doing the transit with me, and Aunt Karine, cousin Yuri and the assertive doctor standing up for me when my parents were being disrespectful and inconsiderate, then I wouldn't have known if I'm gonna survive the all disease. Now I'm about to graduate from high school and turn 18 this year. Currently, I live in the Katsura residence, of course. After Aunt Karine exposed the selfish toxicity of her wicked sister and brother-in-law to the rest of the family, they're now the targets of new rejection.
Girl, did you hear about Billy's parents?
Oh, you mean how they abandoned their leukemia-ridden daughter? Such monsters, if you ask me.
The rumors somehow managed to get into Billy's new school. And all his friends distanced themselves from him too. Now he is stepping into my shoes for the first time in his life and has an understanding of what it means to be a loser. He could no longer take it and quit within 2.5 months. Unable to face the world again except for work, Frank, Renee, and Billy became a trio of shut-ins. Occasionally, I still have nightmares about me being abandoned by my parents, or should I say, Billy's parents, when I needed them the most, but I mean no ill will and wish them luck on their future endeavors. They're very sick people, so they don't deserve another second of my time. And also,
Madison Katsura, I've always liked you since the time you helped me out back in middle school. Please give me a chance to make you the happiest in your life.
But of course. I love you too, Scotty Pie. That's right, I'm now dating the same guy who Piper wrongfully accused and almost killed me for flirting. According to him, he and Piper have been dating for a year, but she always let her fiery temper and the stupid allegations get the best of her. 12 girls were admitted to a hospital because of her. That's when he had enough and dumped her during the Hoko. To that, she decided to take out her frustrations on the Queen by pushing her off the stage, putting her in a coma for 8 weeks. As a result, she got expelled, and she did some time in juvie. Last I heard, she and her mom moved to Australia due to a divorce, but that's a story for another time. Let's just hope she's not hurting anyone there. As for me, I've completely moved on with my wonderfully peaceful life with my new family. Uncle Katsura, Aunt Karine, and cousin Yuri severed all ties with those disgusting Pataklis, and we've never been happier. Could things get better than this? The end. Thanks for watching and subscribing to Jazz Clown Productions. Until we meet again, sayonara.